I wrote a little song to remind you, Choice Hotels get you more of the experiences you value. The Cambria Hotel's got it all. A rooftop bar, have a ball. Cocktails up here feel just right. Is Cambria amazing? Alright. Bring a date, your team, or even your mom. Book direct at choicehotels.com. See you on the roof.
Hi, I'm Jeffrey Craner, and my friend Cecil Baldwin loves horror movies, and he's helping make this genre more approachable for me, and hopefully for you too. One film at a time in a random order. Are you squeamish about horror movies? Well, don't worry. We'll tell you what happens. Do you adore horror movies? Well, great. Watch along with us each week. As always, check the show notes for content warnings about this week's episode discussion and film. This week, we randomly rolled a 3 for Evil Science and a 3 for Wild Card. Here is episode 329.
Adopt number generation. Podcast number 9.
This week on Random Number Generator, horror podcast number 9, Infinity Pool 2023. Warning! Spoilers ahead.
Last year, I moved apartments. I'm only a few blocks away in the same neighborhood, but I wanted to change where I was. So my old apartment was great. I loved that place, but it was a 4th floor walk up. This new apartment is on the ground floor, and let me tell you, I love it. I love hearing the sounds of the neighborhood. My bedroom is at the back of the building, so that doesn't ruin my sleep. But I love hearing the pedestrians with their kids and their dogs. I can hear the cyclists and cars. I hear the revelers walking to and from bars and restaurants. I feel connected to the city on the ground floor. When I want to step outside, I literally step outside, not climb down a mountain to get where I'm going. Guests aren't out of breath when they come to see me. In fact, I can greet them at the door a moment after buzzing them in. I look up at the trees from my living room. I feel cozy and safe, and I'm so glad I moved to this place. That said, there are some clear downsides to not being on the 4th floor anymore. I miss the massive amount of sunlight I got being so high up. I don't get to have houseplants really anymore. Also, if you're on the ground floor, you will hear your neighbors above you from time to time. Top floor, you never have to think about that. One other downside I hadn't thought of about living on the ground floor is that I personally watch a lot of horror movies, and now when I do, I have to remember to close my shades lest passersby get an eyeful from my living room window. Well, I forgot that rule last night, and I was quickly reminded that this was an issue when during the first act of Brandon Cronenberg's Infinity Pool, there is a very graphic hand job to completion, close up and all, and holy shit, I hit pause and I ran to the window, pulling down the shades. Fortunately, there was no family, there was no group of kids walking by, no horde of nuns, no old people ready to call the cops. I pulled the shades, and when I turned around, I realized I could have made the whole thing worse because in hitting pause, there was just a giant coming cock on my giant fucking TV screen. So enjoy that, new neighbors. Hi, Cecil.
Hi, Jeffrey.
I know you're no longer living apartment life, Cecil, but when you did you prefer a top floor, bottom floor, middle floor?
I think you're right. It's either top floor, bottom floor, nothing in between. I walked up, let's say I was on a 3rd floor walk up, which is not that bad. But the best thing about it was fire escape and rooftop access.
Oh, rooftop access is a good one. Yeah.
So you sort of unlock a whole level of the building that only you have access to. While at the same time, I was dating somebody who lived in a true subterranean garden apartment. And yeah, his apartment was a little dim, a little dank, but he had access to the entire back garden.
That's so nice.
Which he really took advantage of.
Yeah, if you're going to use that outdoor space, that garden apartment is super worth it.
Yeah.
Because that's where you get your light like 6-7 months out of the year.
Yeah.
And then wintertime, you're like, well, better get one of those like vitamin D sunlight screens or whatever. Yeah.
Or like a pot-bellied stove. Just pipe the smoke out of your apartment.
Yeah, for real.
I'm sure it's up to code.
So we watched Rich People Hostel last night.
Yes. I was going to say Rich People The Purge and or Rich People Westworld.
Oh, yeah, it does have a Westworld vibe to it, definitely. Yep.
Except this is not a place that is made for rich people. It's just the rich people have learned how to game the system.
Yeah. We are far removed from redeeming qualities of our main characters in this movie.
Yeah. Like, I appreciate our protagonist, James Foster, played by Alexander Skarsgård, as sort of he's almost like a little Hamlet, like a modern day Hamlet, in that he just can't make up his mind.
Yeah.
What to do, who to be with, which one he is, who he is, where he belongs, if he's the original, if he's a doppelganger, if it matters.
Yeah.
At all. Like, he's just sort of a man being influenced upon by stronger, i.e. me, a goth.
And I think he realizes in the end it doesn't matter, right? Like his life is meaningless, which seems to be kind of where he is at the very beginning of this movie. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's an interesting, like, deeply existential film. It definitely revels in having conversations about what is life, who am I, what is art,
and what is morality,
Yep.
What is law, what is what should I do that feels good to me, but maybe society says it shouldn't be done, or what can I get away with?
There's also this component to him that we kind of learn over time. I mean, we know right away that they have money because they're in this really nice resort.
Sure.
But we also learn that it's his wife's money. And then we also learn that it's his wife's daddy's money.
Yes.
So it is like, he's basically Rupert Murdoch's son-in-law.
Yeah.
Which I think is a bit of the implication here, because his flight home at the end, when we see where he's flying to, is to Melbourne. Yeah. And so, like, the Australian connection is there as well.
Oh, sure.
I don't know if we're intentionally doing Rupert Murdoch, but it definitely feels like we've got this kind of, like, Jared Kushner as Rupert Murdoch's son-in-law type of vibe to him, which I think there's definitely a vague political read on that. All I could think was, this is the dirtiest episode of Succession I've ever seen.
Yeah, pretty much. Mm-hmm. I mean, honestly, this is not too far off from an episode of Succession.
It really isn't, no. The people in it are vile, like comedically so sometimes.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is a foul movie. I kind of loved it for that, but it is bleak.
It's pretty nihilistic. You know, it's not much razzle dazzle, except in two parts in which you have like a kind of a Fantasia evil science sequence, and you have a Fantasia fucking on hallucinogenic drugs sequence.
The orgy sequences throughout this, like, kind of it's bright disco-y colors, slow-mo, flashes of different things, kind of go from the first time we see it, it's more like, oh, these two couples are kind of drunk at a nightclub and he goes dancing, and it's a little salacious, but whatever. It's not anything bad. But by the last time we see one of those sequences, we have parts coming out. Like, we are channeling Daddy Cronenberg 100%.
Like, it's a kaleidoscope of experiences.
Yes, of body horror.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to meet James and Em, a young couple.
Okay, I was unfamiliar with Cleopatra Coleman. She is stunning.
Oh my God, yeah.
Like, it almost took me out of the movie because I'm like, this woman is too beautiful.
And she's great. She's really, really good in that. I mean, she doesn't have a ton to do here because she's kind of playing the wife who grows pretty quickly disgusted with her husband.
Yes.
But she's got to do a lot of reactions to him, and she performs those wonderfully because I feel her disgust from the get-go.
And she's very grounded in it, too.
Yeah.
So the relationship is very much she wants to go off so they're in a resort that apparently has some very strict rules, but they are allowed to go out and explore for the day and get a boat, and she really wants to go do something on vacation. And James is just kind of a stick in the mud. Like, he doesn't not want to do it, but he doesn't want to do anything. And she's like, can I just go and have a day, please?
Yeah. Yeah, he's feeling lost in life. He's not finding his own value at all. And his hope was to do this trip because he had written a novel 6 years ago that was published, but he hasn't written one since. And I think he's looking to break that writer's block or just find inspiration is how he phrases it. But again, like, he's wanting to take his wife essentially on a work trip, which is fine, but it doesn't sound like they do a lot together anymore.
He also doesn't sound very committed to the work part of the work trip either.
No.
It's not like he's taking notes or anything. He's just like moping about the buffet.
Like, in this way, I think it so perfectly encapsulates wealth as an opiate. So we are in the made-up nation of Litolka.
Yeah.
Which I love that he created this fake country.
Sure.
I think this was shot in Croatia and Hungary.
Okay. Interesting.
Which you can see. Croatia is a gorgeous, gorgeous country.
Yeah.
I've not been to that or Hungary, but I have seen a lot of Croatia in photos because it looks fascinating. It looks really beautiful. But also there's kind of like a vague Southeast Asian thing to the written language that they use there. It's all kind of like nebulous foreign country,
Like a place that is geographically blessed by beauty, but the people there are second to the resort industry.
It's very White Lotus as horror film.
It is a bit White Lotus, yeah.
But at this resort, we see this. There's a demonstration of these really creepy fucking masks.
These fucking masks, Jeffrey.
And I don't know what he is. He's not the concierge, but kind of just like the head of the tourism guide guy at the hotel. Is kind of giving a demonstration of, like, as we approach the rainy season next month, this is a traditional thing of the Umbramak people, and they do a thing called the summoning, and it is how the locals welcome in the rainy season. So vaguely local racialized sort of cultural religious stuff.
And all of these masks are for sale at the gift shop if you would like to take one home with you. And they are the scariest. Like, these are terrifying things.
Oh my God, I need one.
Like, they're kind of like, I'm trying to think, go back and look at these. Like, the best way, they're like melted bug faces is a good way to describe it, maybe.
Some of them just look like really scary mask faces. Some of them are like dual faces. Some of them where like the mouth is like squished in and almost kind of looks like a sphincter. Yeah, they're upsetting. Very much so. I love the direction to the costume department here. It's just make an upsetting mask, make lots of them, make it look like evil pottery on the face.
Evil pottery, that's exactly what it looks like.
There's this conversation as they're talking about at breakfast of what to do, and M suggests, like, well, there's a boat tour, and then maybe we can do dinner here in town, and it's, there's have to go to that Chinese place, and he's like, is this even a real town? Why do they have a Chinese food restaurant? And we'll learn later that this resort is like a little village that is fully safeguarded with razor wire fence, that this country of Litolka is very religiously conservative.
Yep.
And it is only safe to be within the grounds of the hotel itself.
But then again, is that true?
It's a great question.
Because some of this we observe, but a lot of this we only hear from our sort of ne'er-do-wells that we meet later on.
Yeah.
And Jeffrey, I'm not taking anything that these people have to say
No.
at face value.
Well, it's definitely true in the sense that the resort wants you to believe that it's true because they have the razor wire fences and the guards and all of that. I mean, I think it's got to be true to some extent. Like, it is a little bit like a lot of countries. Like, they have their very particular laws, and here we've carved out this one place for tourists to come and do whatever.
And God forbid you encounter a local police officer because you have a 50-50 chance that you'll get off with a bribe or get off with a ticket.
Yeah, and whether or not you'll need to bribe them, whether or not you will be imprisoned without any hope of freedom, whether or not you'll be assaulted in prison, things like that.
You know, as the movie goes on, and by the time we get to like the Act 3, I got the feeling that these razor wire barriers were to keep the resort people in.
Yeah.
You know, maybe just a smidge.
There's an enabling quality to the resort too, which I think ties into what you were just saying, because early on, there's a guy who runs the resort whose last name is Thresh, and he's the one who rents them this car for their little outing. Later, there's a moment where there's another guy in our little group of doppelgangers that has a gun. He's like, oh, he got it from one of the guards.
Yeah.
When she gets that like hallucinogenic root drug, she's like, oh yeah, somebody on staff gave me this drug. It's so there is an enabling quality to the fact that this resort must be kind of a secret society of ne'er-do-well wealthy people.
Yeah.
But we do get a shot of a local on like a 4-wheeler ATV comes and does a bunch of donuts on the beach and like tries to run people over. And this is when we meet Gabby.
Oh my God, Mia Goth. I have to say, I think she is maybe one of the most unique best actors that we have going right now. And I do not want to get on her bad side.
No.
You know, like she seems like the kind of person that she would throw a bitch down a flight of stairs.
Yeah.
If you like approached her the wrong way.
Well, and we see that full spectrum in this movie.
Yeah.
Because when we first meet her, she definitely looks like young, adoring fan.
Sure.
She runs into James on out on the beach. And this is while his wife is off doing her day. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And she says, hey, I know who you are. I loved your book. And he's like, wow, not a lot of people read my book. She's like, oh, I did. I loved it. Will you join us for dinner at Yang's? And so
I guess he's destined to go to this fucking Chinese restaurant.
So they double date with her and her husband, Albin. And him and James and Em. And it's very funny because when we see the Chinese restaurant, the host is the guy from the resort doing the mask demonstration earlier.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness. And even here, James is like, he cannot enjoy himself.
No.
Like he has to pick at everything. He's down on everything. Like he can't give a compliment to anything.
He's definitely a speak no evil victim here, too. You know, he can't say no. He can't set boundaries. He doesn't know at all what he wants or needs. So we learn that Albin is an architect. Gabby is an actress. There's this cute little bit where she's like, I do a lot of infomercials.
This is so funny. What is the phrase she uses?
Failing naturally.
She's excellent at failing naturally.
Uh-huh.
And they're like, what do you mean? She's like, well, in any commercial, there has to be the person who can't do the thing. So she's like, here, wait, here, let me. And she grabs a roll and a butter knife. And she's like, God, I can't. Surely I can't cut a roll with this knife. Do you think you could? It's so fucking funny.
And she's like, I need the bun chop.
Yeah, the bun chop. But this is so like, she's not an actress. She is like that's not acting.
Right.
I don't even know what you would call that. It's and I think it's funny that her, where she's at, she doesn't mention any aspirations to do anything more than this. It's just she's commercial. She wants to make money in the commercial world, which is, kind of what these people inhabit. And she has like an architect husband to sort of, live off of.
We're going to meet 2 other couples. So there's going to be 3 other couples besides James and M. And it's very interesting because they all kind of have, except for James and M, they all kind of have a classic dynamic of rich husband and and frivolous wife, right? But in the way that James is just like gender reversed, right? Like, so we don't know what M does for a living, but her family has money. And James does not. James is a novelist who doesn't actually write novels, and we're going to learn that the novel he did write was not good.
And isn't M's father not a producer,
a media mogul.
Publisher?
Yeah, he's a media mogul. Yeah.
So like, she literally just like fast tracked her husband's first novel through. And I think it's now 6 years later, and he's like, oh no, maybe I wasn't that good after all.
Yeah.
Because I can't come up with a second one.
Uh-huh.
And, like he's kind of resentful about his status with his wife, his status as a writer. It's all under the surface.
It's very Georgie Porgy, Martha and George.
Yes.
Who's part of Virginia Woolf as well. That same dynamic.
Yeah.
Where he feels his own failure. Whatever talent he has, he's always going to be in that shadow. I just found it very interesting, that dynamic of like one lead spouse monetarily, and the other who kind of does a more either. I'm barely even an actress, right? Like
I'm a philanthropist. Yeah.
I'm a philanthropist, or my father's a film producer, says one of the women in this movie.
But the thing is, they don't really need a job because they seem to kind of have murder club, Like that's where they're getting their kicks out of life.
They have embraced full hedonism, whereas James is still trying to find value in the world and realizing he doesn't have any.
Yeah.
This whole conversation happens too, because even M is undermining him at dinner, saying like, well, and they say, what do you do for money? She says, well, he married rich. So the next day, James has agreed to leave the resort, the safety of the resort, with the Bowers, with Gabby and Albin. They've rented this car from Thresh and are going to drive out to some beach and just enjoy a day, grill some buffalo sausages and get fully drunk and sit by the beach.
What's the worst that could happen?
And M knows she's in a domestic drama and a horror movie.
Sure, I think so, yeah.
And it's like, what? The crime rate in this country is through the roof. Like, if we get in trouble, there's no one to help us. They go out there, they drive in this. I love the vintage cars in this movie.
Yeah.
It's a very modern, current day film, but the cars are 1970s looking. These big Cadillacs.
It has kind of like behind the Iron Curtain kind of feel to it a little bit.
And we see shots of poor communities or farming communities that are behind these like big giant like razor wire fences along the highway, which had me thinking like, oh yeah, this is an authoritarian third world nation with strict laws. But I also sort of wonder too, to your point earlier, Cecil, is like how much of this is just all part of the hotel complex?
Yeah.
Okay. We're at the beach. We're just all drunk and relaxing, and James gets up to go pee by a tree, and here comes Gabby.
She just appears behind him.
Yeah.
And he's like, give me 1 second. And then she's there.
Uh-huh.
And she just grabs his dick, gives him the most vigorous HJ you've ever seen.
It is the most dead-eyed hand job I have ever witnessed.
Yeah. Like the secret handshake of hand jobs.
Yeah, it really is. God, it is disturbing and weird, and he is overwhelmed but loving it.
Yeah, like it happens. It is vigorous. It is efficient. And James' reaction is like it kind of brings him to his knees. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Like not your run-of-the-mill orgasm. Like he is, I think he's in, like, it's the nervousness about being caught. It's the thrill of it, which again, we're going to get into this idea of what is good, what is right. Just because you can get away with it, does that make it good or bad, or does that make it more or less exciting? But if you're doing something you know you shouldn't be doing,
Yeah.
and he's literally brought to his knees.
So later that night, Albin is super drunk.
Yeah.
James is kind of drunk, and they're driving back in the dark, and the headlights on this car start failing, and James is too busy futzing with the switches and knobs, and he fucking runs down a farmer in the road.
So it's I know what you did. It's I know what you did last summer.
Oh my God, the movie references are through the roof here.
Yeah.
Yep. I just wrote, oh shit, he's still twitching. Like this guy is still kind of vaguely alive for a second. He's like, we have to call for help. And Gabby tells everyone, back in the fucking car.
Mm-hmm. Nope.
We are not going to prison. This is not a country you can trust. And she says, Albin and I will deal with Mr. Thresh in the morning. Just drive. Next morning, James is under arrest. And M is as well. Or she has to at least go with him.
I really like the sort of architecture change here. Like the difference between the sort of White Lotus. It's actually, ironically, it's all white as well. But like this sort of like patio, veranda, slats kind of, Grecian island kind of resort versus the tall, vaulted ceilings, paint peeling, nothing inside of it, municipal buildings that have not been updated since they were built 75 years ago.
So we're going to meet Detective Iral Thresh. Maybe you know my uncle, Dro Thresh, who works at the resort and rented you the car. Again, I'm really buying into your theory that this whole like resort police state industrial complex is all tied together. It's an interesting balance here because in watching the scene, I'm trying to determine whether or not we're dealing with the corrupt foreign cop. Like, are we dealing with the Italian police?
Yeah.
Or are we dealing with people who are just do the paperwork. We have a system, and we realize it's the latter.
British police.
Here, just sign this, do this. Okay, here's how you get out of all of that.
But there's a pinch. There's a pinch of Italian police because the first thing he says is, "All right, before I ask you any of these questions, I know where you got your car because it came from my cousin. So when I begin to ask you questions, I would appreciate if you say you did not get your car from my cousin." So like literally before the interview begins, there's a pre-interview, hey, make my life easier and I'll try to make your life easier.
It is interesting because James asked him, well, if I said that, what would change for me? And Thresh says, nothing.
No.
He says, okay, then.
Just
and he goes along with it. Like, he doesn't even have the ability to negotiate. He doesn't have the ability to fight for anything. So he basically pleads guilty, signs the paperwork, and Thresh says, so the punishment in this country for what you did is execution, and you would be killed by the next of kin, which is his 9-year-old son. And he's like, no. He says, listen, that's likely not going to happen because we have a program here, a governmental doubling participation agency.
Okay.
For a sum, will replicate you. Your replicant will have your memories as well. Mm-hmm. And this replicant will take your place in the execution. Your replicant will be killed.
And they'll feel the appropriate amount of remorse and pain that will make the victims happy, and you will not have to die for it.
I don't understand. Well, do you prefer to be executed? Please sign.
And I think it comes out here that Gabby and Albin have already had this done. No, I think it might be later that they're like, yeah, we got into trouble a while ago, so we've already done the whole double thing.
Yeah, that's coming up when he gets back to the hotel and can't find his passport. Okay, so we got to go through the procedure, Cecil.
Space lasers.
Space lasers, a shower stall filled with sludge.
Yeah.
I don't know what that device is called that dentists use that pulls your cheeks back.
Oh yeah.
The mouth whitener.
It's a bit Clockwork Orange. This bit. I mean, it's also like this entire movie has a sort of a very Clockwork Orange and also Kafka's The Trial.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You know, James is just sort of doop-a-doop-a-doo through this, miasma of paperwork and laws that he doesn't quite understand. And he's having to rely on people that have experience, and those people have agendas.
So he wakes up after this procedure, and Emma's there, and they go to see his double, and they're like, usually this takes a couple of tries, but man, we got this one right on attempt number 1. Look at him. And then pulled back the rubber sheet, and that James 2 is like,
yeah.
jump scare. We get right to this execution, Cecil.
Yeah.
Something about the way this scene is staged makes me think of Ari Aster. There's something about the deep soundstage but darkness, right? And it's almost like stage lighting to like almost like spots.
It's like an old-fashioned circus.
Yeah.
You know, literally like a dog and pony show. In that it's, kind of a dirt floor. There's risers that are kind of in the background, but you're right. They are very much not the focus. It is darkly lit.
And James 2 is tied to a post. He's wearing basically a robe or like a hospital-looking robe, but with the stomach cut open. So his bare abs are showing. And a 9-year-old pauper boy with a knife,
This kid.
Little Oliver Twist.
Freaky. He's a freaky face, though. They picked the freakiest looking kid to do this.
And this boy walks forward. James is begging for his life. This is when we see the staging, like that how the family of the dead man and Em and James are sitting there watching this. And James 2 is like, Em, please, Em, help me. Em.
Yeah.
And it cuts to her face, and she looks so fucking disturbed. Like, she is...
Yeah, she's mortified.
Yeah, I can't imagine the trauma of watching this happen. While you're holding on to your husband, you're watching the same version of your husband be murdered.
And James seems not that.
No.
It's not that he's delighted, but it's much more intrigued rather than, oh my God, the humanity of it all.
Yeah, he's really intrigued until the very end. We watch a very violent, repeated stabbing and blood pouring out, and James dies. Like, this kid stabs him 28 times.
Yeah.
In the gut. And the very last shot of this scene is James's face cracking a wicked-ass smile.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, now I'm feeling life. This is his dead-eyed hand job, basically elevated up one.
Sign me up for Team Libertine.
And, God, I love the little beats of really dark comedy in this movie. And one is when, right after this scene, we cut to the police station and Detective Thresh hands him an urn. And he was like, here are your ashes. Just think of it as sort of a souvenir.
Yeah.
The car's waiting to take you back to the resort.
Oh. But we don't have to leave or just continue on our vacation?
Yep. What a day. Okay. What a fun time.
Wow, we took part in some real interesting local culture today.
Yeah, we sure did. So Em has the right idea and is immediately packing. Shuttle in 15 minutes. Let's go.
She's like, I think I've seen all I need to see of this place.
This is going to be an awkward 9-hour flight home or whatever.
Yeah.
James, though, cannot find his passport.
What?
It's not in my carry-on like I usually put it there. Now, my question to you, Cecil, is I got a little confused, I think, because reality gets a little blurred in this movie.
Sure.
Did he lose his passport or did they take it from him?
I was thinking the same thing. Because he doesn't seem like the kind of person. I mean, he does. That's not true. He seems like the kind of person who would tell a white lie to his wife to be like, I don't know where it is. And he just hid it. However, I think the corruption in this place is greater than that. Like, it seems like the kind of place where they just take your passport and they'll be like, nope, we'll give this back to you when we want you to leave. But it's never really addressed again, so... I mean, hell, fucking Mia Goth might have taken it for all we know. Which is a very distinct possibility because, you know, as we're going to learn, she's the leader of, you know, Team Strangers.
Yeah. There's a moment where he finds his passport underneath the basin in the bathroom. And it's when it's the first time he tries to leave later in the movie on that bus. But... Given the beats, like where he was in time at that moment, it was in the bathroom of the little villa of the creepy stranger friends. Mm-hmm. So it makes me think they stole it and that he found it.
Yeah.
But it also feels nebulous, like he also went... That scene is also part of his... Is it the end of the scene where he's in the bathroom at their place, or is it the beginning of the scene when he's about to go to the airport? And I get the feeling it's intentionally left ambiguous. The placement of the discovery of that passport is not made clear because of where it's positioned. Well, it's late at night. Neither is sleeping. And she says to him, it's really so disgusting that you could just sit there and watch that happen like a robot. What's wrong with you? And he says, you know, if you want to go home without me, I'll understand. You know what? I'll go talk to the front desk right now and see if we can clear some of this up. And he goes to the front desk and just orders another week under M's name of this hotel room.
Of course.
But Gabby's there in the lobby.
Of course she is.
No, come have a drink with me. Let me explain. Gabby says they came here a couple years ago. Mm-hmm. The hotel was going to install an infinity pool.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And it was Albin's design. Well, there was a construction disaster and 2 workers were killed. And then we had to do the double thing where we watched our people get killed. And she says, we kind of liked it. Didn't you?
Yeah.
You said you were looking for writer's inspiration, right?
It's kind of liberating.
Here.
It's a unique experience.
Come to our villa tonight. There's a few others who share our little secret.
This little group is so... It feels very like expats living abroad.
Yeah.
You know, people of no country. We're not Americans anymore because we've run away from everything that made us... Our hometown, you know, says that we should. And we're like, oh, fuck that. We can't do that. So we went to another country. And do we adopt the local culture? No, we do not. We just sort of have our own little, you know, wine and cheese orgies every Thursday night.
So we're going to meet. I'm not going to get all these names, but it's...
Yeah, I don't know the names.
Doctor. It's Marianne and Ginger and the professor and his wife.
Mm-hmm. Mrs. Howell.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, this is where we get into this conversation about we're all zombies, right? Like, do you ever wonder, James, was it you or your double that they killed? Because you just woke up, right?
Yeah.
You don't know if you're the double who was waking up, and maybe it was the actual James they killed. I always wonder that. And this guy's wife is like, does it really matter?
Does it matter? Yeah. You're the one who survived.
And he's in the bathroom and M calls him and he just kind of does the straight to voicemail trick.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Gabby shows up there and says, listen, I can see something special happening in you. This is like a new skin working itself into place on you. Will you trust me tonight? And then we hear a gunshot.
Yeah.
And one of these dudes just has a handgun and he shot a vase in this villa. Oh, yeah, one of the guards gave me this gun.
Yeah. Have you ever seen Naked Lunch?
No, I haven't.
David
No.
Cronenberg's. This is very similar to Naked Lunch.
I gotcha.
Again, it's like kind of why my brain went to that sort of expat, is because it's sort of this of like lawless William S. Burroughs playing William Tell with his wife.
Oh my God.
For funsies after being, up for a couple days.
I see you have a passport issue, one of them says to him. Maybe we can do something about that. Hey, I'll help you out if you help us out with something.
Okay.
So the owner of this resort lives just up the way, and he got a special medal from the nation of Litoka, and we want to steal that medal, really put him in his place.
Okay.
So they break into this man's house, put him and his girlfriend and whoever at gunpoint. They're in the they first break into the hotel gift shop and steal all those masks. And there is a shootout from the security guard at this estate. Albin gets shot in the leg.
Yeah.
And they bring him back to James's room where Emily is Em is like, what the living fuck?
Yeah.
Okay, another very funny scene in the police station. We cut to this whole group of people at the jailhouse.
Oh, yeah.
And they are just talking about the most banal shit. And the policeman Thresh comes in and they're like, hey, we have been in here for hours. He's like, oh, I'm sorry.
You're under arrest.
We watch them watch a group execution and just clapping and laughing the whole time.
It's like they're at an amateur circus act.
Back in the room, sensing M's hostility, James asks the great question, which is, Em, what's wrong with you? And she's like, with me? I love the line. She says, you've gone wrong around the eyes.
Ooh, yeah, that's a good one.
You can see it in somebody's eyes when something's not right, but also the implication is he might not be the actual James anymore.
I think he is at this point. This is my theory, that he is still James Prime, James Alpha. But next time, that is not him.
Yeah, it's such an interesting question of like what makes a president. Like, this is the essence of existentialism, this movie.
Yeah.
It's like, you are what you do in a lot of ways, not what you're physically made up of. Like, your skin is only your skin.
Therefore, who are you?
Yeah.
Starting or growing your own business can be intimidating and lonely at times. Your to-do list may feel endless with new tasks, and lists can easily begin to overrun your life. So finding the right tool that not only helps you out, but simplifies everything as a built-in business partner can be a game changer. For millions of businesses, that tool is Shopify. Shopify is the commerce platform behind millions of businesses around the world and 10% of all e-commerce in the US. From household names like Gymshark, Rare Beauty, and Heinz, to brands just getting started. Shopify has hundreds of ready-to-use templates that can help you build a beautiful online store that matches your brand style. And you can tackle all the important tasks in one place, from inventory to payments to analytics and more. No need to save multiple websites or try to figure out what platform is hosting the tool that you need. And if people haven't heard about your brand, you can get the word out like you have a marketing team behind you, with easy-to-run email and social media campaigns to reach customers wherever they're scrolling or strolling. Start your business today with the industry's best business partner, Shopify, and start hearing. Sign up for your $1 per month trial today at shopify.com/realm. Go to shopify.com/realm. That's shopify.com/realm.
M is going home.
Yeah.
Good for her.
For the best, I think.
And Gabby agrees. Gabby tells James it's probably for the best, too. She didn't seem right for you.
Yeah.
Here, come back to my villa and let's do this hallucinogenic root drug.
What? Now, what was her explanation for this? I kind of lost it.
Okay, so
Just like it's a drug that she's tried before in this country.
yeah, so it's particular to this country. It is part of a lot of religious rituals, so it kind of has this idea of like ayahuasca or something, like there's
Yeah.
there's
Like it's a drug you take with an
sacred
intention. Yeah.
to it, and so it's a country that forbids all kinds of drugs.
Yeah.
So, but this is one that you can get here without fear of execution because it's made available for religious things, I think is the implication.
Okay.
But it's also like meant to, I think, evoke the idea of ayahuasca, which is not just a drug that you want to buy off the street and do yourself.
Yeah. It's also maybe not, but this is certainly more pleasant, or no, I don't know, pleasant the right word, but like you could see the sort of, religious side of it, but like the way Gabby talks about it, she's like just popping a pill of Molly. Like she's not in it for that. She's not in it to search her soul, to see a past life. None of that.
She's in it for the thrills, for the kicks, for the funsies. Well, they do this shit and we get back into this orgy scene and it goes from the two of them having sex and these quick clips and, not flashing, pulsing lights. But then as the camera moves around, it's unclear how much of this is really happening, but it's like the whole group in on this orgy, like just a conga line of fucking. Why not?
It's the collective unconscious.
We're fully just like elephant walking, daisy chaining, who even knows?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And then shit gets weird because then we start
Then
seeing
it gets weird.
We start seeing like labias opening up and full cocks coming out of vaginas, like in the reverse way, like it was in there the whole time. We see like a nipple that just keeps that, like, first it looks like it's like milking, but then it starts getting a protrusion coming out, like a seed becoming a plant in fast motion.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
Listen, if that is happening to you, I highly suggest that you go see a doctor immediately.
And then we cut to breakfast, and James is spitting maraschino cherries at other tourists.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't promote bullying. I don't promote violence against anyone else. I'm a mostly non-confrontational person. I will say in James's defense that this guy is trying to eat bacon with a knife and fork. So he kind of had it coming.
Yeah. Was it like streaky bacon, Canadian bacon?
It was very American, normal strip bacon. Oh. Yeah.
Then yeah, you don't need to use a knife and fork.
Yeah,
for
no,
that.
Canadian bacon, eat that shit with a knife and fork. That's wet ham.
Yeah.
So we still have to find James's passport.
Right.
And one of our guys, I think his name is Charles, is like, so I've learned that Detective Thresh has your passport. Mm-hmm. He's fucking with you. And Gabby's like, you got to show, the thing about Litolka is you got to show people here who's boss. You have to dominate them. That's the only way they'll respect you.
They're simple people. They understand nothing but violence. Therefore, that is what we shall give them.
So they're like, that detective has a doctor appointment tonight, so we're going to go kidnap him. And they come back from the hospital with a body that is wearing a police uniform with a hood over its head. And they're like, come on, James, kick his ass. Show him your strength.
Yeah.
And James beats the shit out of this masked man, pees on him.
Yeah.
As does Albin. And Gabby bends down, unmasks this man, and it is James.
Uh-oh. It's James Delta.
She looks so fucking sinister. This is so good. This slow pan just following her face as she goes into a crouch to reveal this. They all laugh, and he runs upstairs to the bathroom and locks himself in. And then they are outside in those masks serenading him.
Like they've gone full Lord of the Flies at this point.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah, this feels very like... I think this whole episode is just going to be us referencing other films, but like Toxic Avenger, like the manic bullying on one person.
It's a little bit Lost Boys. It's the like, hey, congratulations, you've joined the outsider tribe. Now you have to learn what it really means to be an outsider and not give a fuck about anything. You don't quite know the games we play just yet.
And Gabby's trying to get him to come out of the bathroom, being like, don't be like this. It's so unattractive.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll get the detective to make another double of you, and then you can both come up here and fuck me. Wouldn't that be hot?
I'm surprised nobody's mentioned this before.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Sure.
Like, I think the whole MO of this resort... cute, go look at a lake or an ocean or whatever. No, this should be get your double made, freaky deaky.
Have you ever wanted to Eiffel Tower with your double?
I mean, the possibilities are they're not limitless, but they're certainly much more than the 1-to-1 that we normally inhabit in our lives.
Yeah.
You know?
I do know. This is where, in this bathroom, is it the bathroom at their villa or is it the bathroom in his hotel room?
Right. Okay.
We just see a shot of the passport hidden under the sink, and he grabs it, and he is on the airport shuttle. It is the next morning.
I think it's Gabby. I think it's their villa.
Okay.
Like, I think, like when he was arrested, she probably snuck in, was like, oh no, just, oh, you can't find your passport. That's crazy.
Or it's all part of the hotel thing. They've paid Thresh off to do whatever, so.
Yeah.
Well, he's on this bus, and suddenly their car pulls up alongside and starts shooting.
Jeffrey, this is wild.
This is scary. This is like one of the scariest scenes in this movie. Like the idea that when you realize you cannot escape a thing.
Because, like, is she on the hood of the car just yet? Like, she's... Like, they're just shooting at a bus.
Yeah, they shoot the bus windows. The bus breaks to a stop, and they've pulled their cars in front of the bus itself. And she is in full bully mode, right? Like
she's the meanest of mean girls.
And she's taunting, like, give us little Jamesy Wamesy, you little chicken.
Yeah.
Give us the coward James Foster, or we will come in there and shoot everyone on that bus.
Oh, by the way, when we first met, I said that I liked your book. I'd never read your book at all.
It was even hard to find, to Google it. Like, I had a tough time even finding anything about it, but I did find a lot of bad reviews. Here's one. Let me read you this terrible review.
Right? Oh, you thought you were a man? You thought you had worth and value? No, you don't.
It's actually so depressing how vain you were to think that I would know your book.
Yeah.
This is where we learn, like, in this review is so mean. As she was reading this review, I thought no one would write a review like this about a debut novelist. No one. Like, you might give a bad review to a debut novelist, but you would never say things like, it is a truly terrible review that lives up to its truly terrible title. But as she reads on, you realize that the reviewer is saying it becomes very clear this book only got printed because of his powerful father-in-law.
Yep.
The famous media mogul, whatever. And so to me, it's like, I think this would be like if Jared Kushner wrote a novel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
A debut novel. And people would be like, yeah, no, fuck this guy. This book fucking sucks.
This was a vanity project.
And he fights his way free. He runs out into the woods, and it's so wild. She's just like willy-nilly firing the gun into the woods, and she manages to get him in the leg.
Which, again, is like, it goes to this idea of we don't really see anything dangerous happen in this country except from the people who are visiting it.
Yep.
You know? Like, the bus got jacked by these people. The people are people are kidnapped. These people. Like, it's not... Methinks the rumors might have been strategically exaggerated to keep one section of society away from another.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. I fully agree with that. Well, he limps to this farmhouse, collapses. He wakes up inside, and there's the boy who executed him.
Yeah.
With the creepiest fucking grin.
Oh my God, this kid's face.
And then it goes back into the unreality of kind of the hallucinogenic drug. Because the kid starts choking him, and he's tearing at the kid's the kid rips in two, but also he rips in two.
Yeah, like his face rips like a mask. And there's like nothing underneath, if I remember right.
Yeah. Then he wakes up for real this time, and we hear Gabby and the gang calling for him. And in the nighttime, lit only by the brights of their headlights, she hands him a knife and is like, it's time to find out what kind of vile creature you really are. Bring the dog. And there is naked James Foster on a leash.
Yes.
Acting like a donkey.
Which means that at one point, they must have made multiples of James. Either the first time, the second time. And Gabby just had an extra one made. Or an extra one was made that she gets from Thresh.
Yeah. I get the idea that once you get doubled, then they have a file for you, and they can just pop that zip drive in and hit print. Which is why when they go to the hospital claiming that they're going to go kidnap Thresh, they're actually just going there to be like, hey, Thresh, here's $100,000. Can you print us a new guy?
Because it's at this point, I wonder, is the dog original James?
Oh, interesting.
You know, like I wonder where the swap happens. Because I know it happens after this. Because I firmly believe that is not James Alpha that makes it to the end of this movie.
Yeah. You know what? I'm trying to think now, because we're in the final act here. We're in the home stretch of this film. I didn't even clock. I should have looked for this. Was he walking with a limp? Because he does get shot in the leg. And so if our final James is not walking with a limp.
Yeah. He's a facsimile of some kind.
Yeah.
I was going more off of the way he acts after this scene.
Okay.
This sort of blank slate kind of man he is after this. And it's possible, you know, like when you're watching it the first time, he's so traumatized. I mean, like he fights himself to the death, and he stabs the dog, naked dog, you know, animalistic version of himself to death. But I really do have to wonder if that was the original James, that they just sort of like locked in a little basement. Yeah. While James Beta or James Delta was out there running around thinking he was the original.
That's such a good question. Yeah. Again, the deeply existential thought when you have a doppelganger is, am I them? Are they me? Yeah. And you lose sight of that. He kills Doggy James with his... He didn't even need the knife. He kills him with his bare hands, pounding his face into meatloaf with eyeballs. And Gabby comes over there, rubs the blood off of James's hand, takes out just one tit.
Just one tit.
Rubs the blood onto her boobie and gives him suckle.
I feel like we got our money's worth.
We did. That $3.99 rental paid for itself.
Like, I was a little bit worried because this movie, you know, as you might have noticed, we've threaded in, I don't know, at least a dozen other references to other works of art. But when we get to Mia Goth suckling Alexander Skarsgård with a tit full of blood, I was like, you know what? You earned it, babes.
This is kind of the, you know, creeping, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, creeping dread is not my favorite type of horror to watch. Like, I think Ari Aster really revels in that stuff.
like Wake and Fright, that kind of thing.
But sometimes I do like it. There's something about, like, Wake and Fright is one that I really loved.
Yeah.
And so I do think it's one where sometimes it sits really poorly with me.
Okay.
And I think in the case of, like, Hereditary, for example,
Sure.
It sat poorly with me, I think, because I couldn't see the, like, Greek tragedy of it all. I couldn't see the machinations of fate. And I think by the end of the episode we did on Hereditary, you were bringing up, this is like, if you think about it like Medea, that gives you a framework. And I thought that was a great way of thinking about that. So a movie like Wake and Fright, like, okay, yeah, I see kind of like, these are the fates fucking with you. And
like you think you have free will.
yeah.
Everything looks like you have free will. But there's other people that are fucking with you that are manipulating you into certain decisions. And then there's the greater, is the universe manipulating you into certain situations?
And I think because he's a bad guy, like we know from the get-go, like he's not an evil man necessarily, although
he's a straw man.
He's a straw man.
He's a hollow man, yeah.
But he's also a bad man too. Like he's not a wishy-washy hero that you'd be like, God, if you would just make a choice, you could do something good with your life. You kind of realize pretty early on, like, I think this is just who he is. Like he is devoid from the get-go of anything of value. And so watching him go through these things kind of becomes not entertaining, but compelling to me. And the way in which these people can abuse them. In Speak No Evil, it's so tragic because the couple that gets taken advantage of, they're just weak and easy to be manipulated.
Yeah.
He's weak and easy to be manipulated. James is in Infinity Pool, but also deep down kind of wants all of this to happen to him.
Yeah.
He wants his life to implode.
Like if a force in his life had come along for good, as strong as all of this, maybe he would have, jumped to the good side. But it's pretty doubtful. That's going to be pretty doubtful here. He's pretty easily seduced by the dark side.
And we're going to see that later too, because I think in this final sequence at the airport, I think we see truly that it is wealth. It is class. Yeah. Maybe not wealth, but wealth and class are so linked. I think it's his class, his status that has made it to where he can never go back to being a real person. He's always going to have to keep becoming more and more like these people. But he can't actually keep up with Gabby and the gang.
Well,
and so no places for him.
Well, they're going to go back to their workday lives, and they're not going to be like this all the time. Like maybe every once in a while, they'll get an opportunity to fuck somebody over at work, and they'll relish in it. But, playtime, Lost Boys time is coming to an end because they all seem very like, okay, here we go, back to the real world, and everybody seems pretty jovial about it. It seems pretty mundane. I
love the mundanity of it. Like the Gabby's makeup is really just kind of like plain, just work a day. Yeah. This is just I go to the store in this makeup. Their clothing, the men are wearing just their baseball caps and they've got polo shirts and khakis on. And it's just real like, yeah, we're comfy. We're going to take a long flight home. Hey, what are you going to do when you get back? Oh, Albin's got to get right back to work. And,
yeah.
I'll probably be bored at home, so I'll rearrange the house. He gets so mad because I'm always rearranging the furniture. Oh, you should talk to Bex about that. She's repainting all the time.
Right.
Women,
because
that's
right? What rich people have too much time on their hands. And you can tell that they're not like lusting for evil in their hearts all the time. Because they have to get back to feeding the dog and going to work and dropping the kids off at school. And that takes up a lot of time. But they're very okay with the week that they've just had. And they're very okay with going back to, quote unquote, the real world. But James is like stunned. Stunned.
They're like, hope to see you again next year. And just kind of very casual. All that lust and love she had for him in her eyes because she's an actress is gone. And it's just James left at the terminal. And okay, so the way that they do this is so interesting. So in the terminal of this airport, as Albin and Gabby and one of the other couples are getting on this flight back to Los Angeles, we hear them at the boarding hall for first class cabin. And so they're getting on before everyone else. And then it cuts to James, and he looks over at the waiting area for his flight back to Melbourne. And he looks over and just sees like screaming kids and families and normal looking people.
Yeah.
It's like an older woman just like putting on some lip balm and I don't know, people playing on their phones and doing whatever else. Like he's riding back in main cabin sort of vibe. And he is, I think, disgusted by it because it immediately cuts to him just sitting alone at the airport while they're doing final call for his flight.
Yeah.
He just can't go back. He can't. And listen, I remember the first time I got upgraded to a first class seat on an international flight. And I was like, oh, these lay flat? Oh, dear.
Once you taste that champagne caviar lifestyle, it's hard to go back to beer and pretzels.
The difference is when I went to look later for how much are first class tickets I was like, oh, that's a used car.
Yeah. That's more than a month's worth of rent.
I could update my kitchen appliances, the big ones, for that amount of money.
Yeah. To fill 4 hours with some very lovely customer service.
Sure. Yeah.
But I think it's more that I don't think he can go, it's not that he can't go back to being, a workaday stiff. I think he doesn't know where he fits in.
That's what I mean. I think he can't, it's not like he can't go back to it. It's just that he can no longer relate to it if he ever could.
I have to say, one of the first times I ever did hallucinogenic drugs in college was like a long night of, watching my face melt in the mirror and, listening to Dark Side of the Moon and blah, 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 all that stuff. But the most interesting part about it to me was come dawn, in which the 6 or 7 of us who were hanging out were all like, okay, let's go out to breakfast. And it was in that moment, I didn't know how to dress myself for the outside world. Because hallucinogens have a tendency to strip away that ego that, you feel connected to a greater thing, right? But then what happens when you have to put the ego back on and then go out and get some eggs and bacon and coffee and not look like a freakazoid? And I forgot how to people. And I remember everybody else was totally normal and natural, and I was having this existential crisis, and I put on a fucking suit and tie, Jeffrey. I don't know why I thought that was the move. In my mind, it was like a re-entry into society, and I made it I was like, this was a poor decision.
Yeah.
I went too far. I went too hard and too far.
Amazing. So he does not get on his flight.
Nope.
And we see him right back at that hotel. And he gets in a chaise lounge by the pool. And the monsoon rain starts coming.
This ending shot is so beautiful.
Yeah.
Because it's like he's under an infinity pool. He's under a waterfall.
Fucking love it. Love it.
He's existentially drowning.
And he's as dead-eyed as that hand job. He is just gone. There is nothing left inside. There's none of me left to kill, basically.
Well, you know what? Maybe if you want to put a positive spin on it, maybe this is the kick in the ass he needs to write that next novel.
That's right. I mean,
it's the monsoon season. What else are you going to do?
Yeah, and I feel like you have a lot to go on here. There's a lot to write about.
I think so. I think you do.
All right, the end. Shall we rate this movie?
Yes, let's.
Okay, how approachable is Infinity Pool if you are horror movie averse? On a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being not approachable, 10 being very approachable, I would give Infinity Pool like 4 out of 10 souvenir urns. It's not scary so much as it is unsettling. There's the one jump scare of the body, and another one with the gun, but these people are scary that are there. It's also very gory, and the body horror is really intense. So I think that's really kind of it for the content warnings. Like the blood, gore, body horror stuff is really a lot, and the bullying is intense. So I don't know. It kind of depends on how you feel about that. If you're not into jump scares, you really wouldn't have a problem here. It's more body horror, psychological thriller than anything.
It's going to make you feel icky.
Yeah. And the gore is gore. So
that's
there's that. So 4 out of 10 souvenir urns for approachability. But to speak nothing of approachability, how do you rate this as a horror film, Cecil?
As a horror film, this is a pretty darn good one. I think, having been the first Cronenberg Jr. that I have seen, I think he's a good enough director on his own that he mines this material and these actors, gets really amazing performances out of these actors. You can still see some of his father's influence in some of the ideas, but I think it's pretty solid. Could it have gone a little bit farther? Maybe into the horror genre, but I think you're right. It has a thriller kind of vibe to it rather than a slasher kind of vibe. So for that reason, I would say 6.5 creepy clay pig masks.
Okay, great. Well, let's figure out what movie we shall watch next. You've got a scare die. I've got a style die. We will roll those up. See what movie matches those two things, Cecil, on your scare die. If you roll a 1, our next movie's scare is clowns or dolls. 2, a monster. 3, wild card, whatever scare we want. 4, family. 5, creature with no legs. Or 6, a phenomena.
That's a 6.
Phenomena. I said a phenomena, but phenomena is plural. Many phenomena. Okay, phenomena being kind of like a superpower.
Telekinesis. Yeah.
Some kind of supernatural skill, like superhero
Psychic
power.
ability.
Yeah. So we're going to match up your phenomena scare with the style that I roll. If I roll a 1, it's got to be in the top 25th percentile of like critical ratings. 2, a one-word title. 3, a European film. 4, black and white film. 5, it's got to be a sequel, prequel, or remake. Or 6, it has got to be a suburban set film. All right, let's see what we got here. I got a 4, a black and white phenomena film.
Okay. Maybe not our strongest combination on the dice this week, but we have some possibilities.
That's interesting. This is going to be really curious. Yeah. All right, we wrote down a few, but we are also at Random Horror 9 on Letterboxd, and you can go see all of the possible die rolls that we could possibly make, and you can add to those by leaving comments, so we don't miss out on some great films. Okay, I think you put these on here. Seance on a Wet Afternoon with a question mark.
Now, I really like this movie a lot.
Uh-huh.
The question that I don't want to answer right now is it about a phenomenon? Is it about a psychic?
Uh-huh.
Or is it about a fraudulent psychic?
Gotcha.
And that is kind of the gist of the film is, do you believe, do you not believe?
Interesting. Okay.
So, I think it is horror adjacent.
Yeah. We've also got White Zombie, 1932 pre-code movie.
I mean, isn't this Bela Lugosi bringing people back from the dead and making them, do all sorts of crazy things? I'm like, that's pretty phenomenal.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's like a psychic ability.
Very
sort of,
supernatural.
if you squint.
And then also Cat People, a classic.
This is another one where it's, I would say this is more phenomena than even White Zombie, because it's this woman who, listen, whenever she gets turned on, she turns into a giant cat.
And that very much is your X-Men superpower, so there's that.
Yeah. And honestly, Cat People is one of the finest horror movies ever made. Like, it is not the newest, but it is a really, really good one.
Well, let's see what people on Letterboxd had to say.
Cronenberg TA recommends The Invisible Man, 1933.
Oh, yeah.
Claude Rains finds a way of becoming invisible, but in doing so, he becomes murderously insane. A brisk hour and 10 minutes long.
Oh, love that.
Sarah Kendall recommends The Crawling Eye from 1958, a.k.a. The Trollenberg Terror. Okay, this is a bit of a stretch, as the scare in the movie is definitely aliens, but they're psychic aliens.
Oh, I love.
And there's a psychic human.
So good.
So brain powers for everybody.
Oh, that's so nice. This is very like a Project Hail Mary, but psychic ability instead of music.
Max Bird recommends The Incredible Shrinking Man. Oh, I love the Incredible Shrinking Man. What at first sounds like a campy atomic age sci-fi premise, local man can't stop getting smaller, turns into an achingly dark meditation on the existential prison of masculinity.
Wow.
Snaps.
Damn, Max.
Max Bird, you nailed it. Like, it's more compelling than you think it is.
Fascinating.
And less schlocky.
Okay.
Fifth Hammer recommends The Hypnotic Eye. A mysterious hypnotist is suspected by the police of being responsible for a wave of young, attractive women committing various forms of self-mutilation. Half Price Horror recommends The Testament of Dr. Mabuse from 1933. I've never seen this. Checks the Phenomenon box with hypnosis, and it's directed by the legendary Fritz Lang.
Cool.
Yeah, this might be one we'd have to check to see if it's available. But yeah, I'm wanting to see this for a minute. Suspicious Beans recommends Carnival of Souls, 1962. A strange and hard to define horror, though incredibly effective. After a car crash, a young church organist experiences weird sightings and is seemingly pursued by a nightmarish figure, Herc Harvey, directing, and one of their favorite horror movies, and it is truly a stone cold classic. This is like as creepy as you can get while still being like PG.
Yeah.
Corrosive Vinyl recommends The Day the Earth Stood Still. The robot Gort has tremendous strength, can't be moved or its body cut, and a laser beam, Klaatu, also heals incredibly fast while using a machine on the ship.
Interesting.
Space Hippie Face recommends I Walked with a Zombie, 1943. A Canadian nurse is hired to work for a wealthy family in the West Indies to tend to the catatonic wife of one of the plantation owners. But the wife is wandering around at night in a trance. Is voodoo involved?
No.
Question mark. No. I think she just has indigestion.
Oh, I see also Melissa added Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde from 1941 at the bottom there, too.
Did we watch that already?
We watched the 1930s one with Frederick March.
Oh,
okay. But I think this is, let's see, because there were two within like a 12-year period, I think, or 10, maybe within 10 years. Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. We watched the 1931. This is the Victor Fleming 1941 version starring Spencer Tracy.
Oh, shit. Okay. That's cool.
It's Spencer Tracy, Lana Turner, and Ingrid Bergman.
Whoa. Okay, that cast is kind of stacked.
Yeah, and Victor Fleming. So,
that sounds good. However, here's the thing. A lot of these are aliens or science-y technology does something to, like, it would almost fit more in the evil science.
This more Avengers superpower. Yeah. Where they're either creatures from another world or scientists who made a thing.
Yeah, like I was turned into a thing rather than I here's the thing, Jeffrey. The Incredible Shrinking Man is a great movie. And I do kind of want to... Carnival of Souls is okay. For me, it's between Carnival of Souls and Cat People. But really, it's Cat People.
I think it's Cat People because that above almost all else, because it's not voodoo. It's not like religious magic.
Nope.
It's not science magic like Incredible Shrinking Man or Invisible Man.
This woman is just born with it.
And it is, yeah. Maybe she's born with it. Maybe she's a cat person.
And it also literally has the very first jump scare ever on film.
Yeah, I've been wanting to watch this for a long time. It feels very horror homework. It also looks really cool. It looks like a really dope-ass movie.
It's very queer-coded. It's saying more than it's allowed to say for its time.
It is is it a pre-code? It's pre-code, right? No.
I'm pretty sure.
Jacques Tourneur. We've watched a Jacques Tourneur film before, right?
Did you do Diabolique?
Oh, I think it might have been Diabolique, yes.
Yeah. That's kind of the only thing I would think of that fits.
We watched Night of the Demon, and he did not do
Diabolique. Yeah. That makes sense.
Okay, so let's fucking do Cat People. It is available to rent and watch online. So let's get on this bullshit. And we are talking about
the 1942 version, not the 1982 version, which does have a dope David Bowie soundtrack, but that movie is a hot mess. Not a bad mess, just a mess, just a hot mess. This is like tight film noir. I think it'll be a good choice.
Well, thank you all for listening. Thank you, Cecil, for talking with me. If you have thoughts on Infinity Pool or ideas for other movies that would have been good, Phenomena meets Black and White, let us know at Random Horror 9 on Blue Sky, Instagram, or on our Patreon, where we have public discussion threads for every episode, and you can be a free member to participate in those. So watch Cat People in the 1940s with us this week, and come on back next Tuesday for a new episode. Have a restful night with no one spitting cherries at you at the hotel breakfast or nothing. Boo.
Boo.
Random Number Generator Horror Podcast number 9 is hosted by me, Jeffrey Craner, and Cecil Baldwin. Find more of our work on the podcast Welcome to Night Vale. This show is produced by Night Vale Presents. It is edited by me, with music by Cecil and logo by David Baldwin. See original artwork for each episode by David on Instagram. Join us for live streams on Patreon. Watch our recording sessions on YouTube. Chat with us on Blue Sky, and contribute to our movie selection process on Letterboxd. We're in all of those places at Random Horror 9. Today's scary story. The government makes a clone of you. It has all of your memories and experience. It's an existential nightmare, but at least you have a permanent babysitter for vacations.